So you have your puller on, your OSNAP on, you go to your line command, you select your line. We're going to draw the base line first of the object. So you just click anywhere on the screen, preferably lower left side, and then we're going to move our mouse over, and we're going to type in 7.5. 7.5. Like so. We don't have to exit that command because we're going to just go straight up at 2.75, then across 0.75, down 1.75. Oops. Across. It's pretty simple. I think you guys can handle this. 1.75, 0.45. Okay, once I get to this point at this corner where it's filleted, I can teach you guys how to use fillet, or I could just draw it out. I'll probably just draw it out because there's no point of using fillet. It'll take you longer. So I will draw a line from the bottom here by snapping onto it with an endpoint OSNAP command, and go up 0.63, and then just connect it to this right here. Alright, let me just go around and make sure everybody's cut up to this. And so what we want to do is we'll select the bottom base, and we're going to copy it up. We're going to copy up 3.75. I did that because their actual piece from here to here is 2.75. If I do 3, that gives me a 1-inch gap in between the top view and the front view. So 3.75. I get out of the command. I go to copy command again. I select this line that I just created. I copy it up 3. I got that 3 because in the side view, if you look at your drawing, it shows 3. I have that. I'm going to close that box, make it a box. So endpoint to endpoint. Make sure you do have OSNAP on, and you can see that these are the yellow boxes, which is the endpoints. Or you can specify it on the screen, endpoint. So you select one, select the other, and you're good to go on that. Here's the trick of how I'm going to do the rest of the lines. I'm not going to draw a line from here, even though I could. I'll show you guys 2 ways of doing this. One way, simple way, is you can go copy, you select that line, hit space or enter, because that's the one you're selecting, and you go from this endpoint to this endpoint. That specifies that exact distance, and you can keep going, except that last one you don't need to do, so you're done. That's the fast and easy way of doing it. The other option is you go to your line command, you pick one of the endpoints that you know is going to be part of the top view, and you drag your mouse, you try to drag it straight. And that is actually exactly perpendicular, because you get that green dashed line. It helps you can see that green line on the screen. Yeah. If I move off too much, it will actually turn off, and then I know I'm not going straight angle. So again, snap, snap, and then I do the third one. Of course, the first way I did it was pretty much easier and faster and more accurate. So that's the other way of drawing it. Yeah, looks good. So that's our top view. Does anybody want me to repeat the first way I did it? I can do it again. I don't mind. Alright. I'll pause this, make sure everybody gets the top view, and then we'll get to the side view. So, you got this top and front view. What we're going to do is just take this line here, going to copy it over, like so, and make sure my ortho's on. And I'm going to copy it 1 inch over. And then from there, we copy it again. We're going to copy it 3 over. So that's the actual thickness. So I'm going to close it up and draw another line. I just keep on hitting space because it goes back to your previous command, which was my draw command, so makes it a lot faster. Next step is I need to draw that dashed line here. To do so, I will select this top line, make a copy, go from this endpoint to this endpoint, like that, and that's done. course, I have to change that layer, but to make it a dash layer. But I think you guys went over layers. You guys over, right? Okay. So I don't have to really explain that. So I don't think my layers are set up on here. So I'm not gonna change it. Is it? Let's see. No, I'll just change the color so you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't have my layers set up, so hopefully you guys are using your title block to draw this. If not, I'll show you guys how to move it from your regular drawing to your title block drawing. Alright, we have this. Our next step is we can do this a few different ways. But what I recommend doing is selecting your front view and copying it over. We're going to use this to make our 3D object. You copy it over. What we want to do next is go to an asymmetric view. To do that, you go to your View tab here. You go to Views. And I usually prefer Southeast isometric. If you can use different ones, it's up to you. But that's my preference. So I have something like this. I'm viewing it from the side. Now we're going to use the easy command, the press pull command. I don't know if you probably don't know what press pull is. There's actually no toolbar. They kind of discontinued it. I'm not sure why, but it still works. And if you're in your 3D modeling like me, if you go to your solids, it's right there, press pull. Otherwise, you do have to type it in. So if you don't have the 3D modeling set up, don't worry about it. Just type in press pull, and it'll work the same way. I'm going to type it in. Type in and press pull. What it wants you to do is click inside bounded area to press or pull. So it means that you have to click inside the object pretty much. And I didn't click it yet, but you can see it's being highlighted, and that is what I want to click. So I click there. I move my mouse up, and you can see that it's getting an actual thickness to it. Move it up or down. And I'm going to actually go up, and I'm going to type in 3. Because that is our thickness of our object. So 3. End view was 3, that was 3. So we have that. That's actually, if you want, you can go to View, Visual Style, Conceptual. You click on that. That will offer you a better view of your object. It won't be a wireframe. It will be actual filled-in color. So looks kind of nicer, easier on the eyes, I think. I will also show you guys how to rotate in 3D, because we want to make this like our drawings, which is, yeah, well, you'll see what I mean. So what you want to do is you select your object, you go to Modify, Solid, 3D Operations, and it's called 3D Rotate. I'll leave it up there for a couple seconds. You guys can get in hand. So it's again Modify, 3D Operations, 3D Rotate. That's actually a new tool after 2006, I believe, that was created. So you select that. It gives you this. It's called a gizmo, I guess. That's what they came up with a name like that. Don't ask me why. But what you want to do is actually select the red circle. So if you move your mouse over, it'll highlight, and you'll know you're selecting the correct one. So you select that, and then moving your mouse at different angles, you'll see how it's being rotated. So we want to rotate it this way, so the base is on the front, like shown. You rotate, and you just click Escape. I mean, you click and you click Escape. So I just rotate my item, and I think I should just leave it like that. That's what we want, but I will show you guys another way of doing it too. So we did press pull. That's one way of giving it a solid form. Another option is, if you can't do press pull, you can do extrude, but the object has to be a polyline. Polyline would be that it is one single line and it's not segmented into pieces like shown. So to get it to be one piece without an issue, just go to your region command, which is on the left side down here. It's called region. You can also type it in. You can also go to your home, and it should be right there, region, or you can go over here and region. So you have 4 different ways of getting to it. You use that region command, you select your entire object. It has to be an enclosed object, otherwise it will not work. You select it and you just click enter because it's asking if you want to select any more. You're done, so you just click enter or space. It gives it a shade. If you're in conceptual view, you'll actually see the shade. If you're in wireframe, you won't even see anything. So we have that. The next step is just using our regular extrude. You can type in EXT for a shortcut extrude. I mean, it's a shortcut typing it. You can click over here, extrude, or you can go to draw, modeling, extrude. So again, like 3 or 4 different ways of doing it. You select extrude, you select your object. It's asking if you want to select any more objects. No, you're done, so you click space or enter. And you just move your mouse up and you type in your distance, which is 3. Just go over that rotate thing again, just in case you missed that. So I have this object, I select it, or I don't have to select it, I can go to modify, 3D operations, 3D rotate, and then I select the object, click enter, OK, I mean enter or space. And again, I'm using my red circle, which is the x-axis, green is y-axis, and blue is z-axis. Red, rotate it, move my mouse up, making sure my ortho is on, otherwise it'll be a crooked rotate. And actually I'm going to do is, I'm going to rotate it again with the blue, I'll rotate it over to view it this way. Click escape to get out, and I have both of them. Now if you feel like rotating around like this, freeform rotates, what you have to do is hold your scroll button, which is usually pan, you know how to pan, and then you hold shift. And that allows you to rotate around. So that's a great tool to know.
You don't know how to do that.
Huh?
You don't know how to do that.
No. I don't use it. Alright.